Dominikos Ioannis Petrikis, also known as Avalanche, is a human mutant. His affiliations include X-Corps, Freedom Force, Project Wide Awake, and Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. His notable aliases include Dominic Janos Petros, John Bloom, Dominic Sillard, and Nick. His abilities include geological manipulation via seismic wave generation from his hands. Avalanche is the name of two super-powered criminals, both usually having been foes of the X-Men.
Dominikos Petrakis, also known as Avalanche, is a Cretan mutant who possesses the ability to generate seismic waves from his hands that are strong enough to create earthquakes of varying sizes and to disintegrate any substance other than living tissue. He has been a member of the Brotherhood of Mutants and Freedom Force.
Dominikos Petrikis' history before Mystique recruited him for the Second Brotherhood of Evil Mutants is largely a mystery.
It is known, however, that he is an immigrant from the Greek island of Crete. There, Mystique invites him to join her new Brotherhood.
During his first public appearance with the Brotherhood, the team unsuccessfully attempts to assassinate Senator Robert Kelly during his hearings and testimony on his belief that mutants pose a mortal threat to humanity. The X-Men arrive to stop the assassination and battle the new Brotherhood.
After escaping the fray, Avalanche continues his support of mutant supremacy through terrorist and criminal activities, as well as battling the Avengers with the Brotherhood. Avalanche briefly leaves the Brotherhood and attempts to blackmail the state of California into paying him an enormous sum to prevent him from using his power to generate an earthquake.
Finally, Avalanche fights the Hulk along with Landslide, and suffers broken arms when he attempts to use his powers against the Hulk. When he returns to the Brotherhood, together they encounter Rom and Hybrid.
The team later battles the X-Men as the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants one final time. After that, the Brotherhood's leader, Mystique, offered the group's services to the United States government.
Their first mission under their new name of Freedom Force was to capture the mutant Magneto, on behalf of the federal government. The government then sent Freedom Force to capture the Avengers.
While seeking to arrest Rusty Collins, he clashed with X-Factor. Freedom Force then fought the X-Men in Dallas, and was present at the X-Men's apparent demise, and battled the New Mutants in Dallas as well.
Freedom Force then battled Cyclops and Marvel Girl. They again tried to arrest Rusty Collins, and battled the New Mutants, but were able to arrest Rusty, and Skids as well.
They were also dispatched to rescue Senator Robert Kelly from a South American drug syndicate that had kidnapped him, battling the syndicate's superhuman agents in the process. Freedom Force also had a costly battle with the Reavers on Muir Island, where a number of members were killed, or seriously injured.
Later, Avalanche teamed with Blob and Pyro against the Avengers. Avalanche then joined Freedom Force's effort to stop a prison breakout at the Vault.
Avalanche then participated in Freedom Force's final mission in Kuwait. He abandoned Blob and Pyro during the battle with Desert Sword to save the seriously injured Crimson Commando.
When Freedom Force was disbanded after the botched mission in the Gulf War, Avalanche continued to work for the government as part of Project Wide Awake, but soon left when he found out that his friend Pyro had contracted the legacy virus. By the time the X-Men established themselves in San Francisco, Avalanche, going by the alias Nick, establishes a bar in order to make a living away from crime.
When the X-Men moved their headquarters to San Francisco, Petros was frightened that they would eventually come for him for his past crimes. As he was planning to secretly leave, the X-Men popped in with a friendly warning that they have a truce, but will be back if he ever decides to return to a life of crime.
When Norman Osborn starts his war against mutants in the heart of San Francisco, Gambit sees Avalanche during the riots with Erg, and when Ares makes himself known, Avalanche attacks him by causing the earth to rise up under him. Ares then knocks him out by choking him.
He is seen one more time, sitting drunk in his own bar together with other mutants. They're apparently angry that humans are trying to prevent new mutant births, and Avalanche participates in the riot.
Unfortunate circumstance find him paired up against Dakin, who easily dodges the worried Avalanche's tremor and was about to slice him. He is taken into custody along with several other mutants who participated in the riots.
Eventually, Avalanche and the other imprisoned mutants are freed by the X-Force, and he becomes a resident of Utopia. While Utopia and all of San Francisco are trapped in an energy dome created by Bastion, the mutant race face extermination at the hands of Nimrod and his Sentinels from the future. Avalanche is among many of Utopia's non-X-Men residents, who have now taken up fighting alongside their former rivals.
He can be seen fighting alongside the X-Men Sunspot, Husk, and Boom Boom, defending the passage of the BART tunnels. As an X-Man, Avalanche is also called in by Cyclops during the Fear incident to help them stop Kurth.
Avalanche uses his powers to create a chasm that Kurth would not cross, but Kurth creates a psychic bridge for him and his brainwashed followers to cross anyway. Avalanche is kidnapped by Baron Zemo, who removed part of his brain, replacing it with a machine that turned Avalanche into a puppet to attack New York City.
As Falcon tries to stop him, he claimed that the inciting act is complete and jumped to his apparent death.
A somehow repowered Mesmero brainwashed the second Avalanche into joining his Brotherhood of Mutants, which was secretly funded by anti-mutant activist Lydia Nance. Avalanche's first mission with the Brotherhood of Mutants was to kidnap Mayor Bill de Blasio and held him hostage.
Of course, the X-Men arrived and defeated the Brotherhood of Mutants, who are then arrested by the arriving S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
As Lydia Nance still had a use for the Brotherhood of Mutants, she orchestrated Mesmero's escape from the box. Mesmero once again lured Avalanche and the second Pyro into helping him out again.
They were to attack a yacht that was owned by the Heritage Initiative at the time of its fundraiser.
The group fought the X-Men alongside the NYPD. The Brotherhood of Mutants managed to get away and fall back to the base. When Mesmero states that the Brotherhood are still under Lydia Nance's paycheck, Pyro takes his leave since he didn't want to work for an anti-mutant activist. Avalanche then demanded from Mesmero Pyro's cut.
Dominikos Petrikis is a mutant with the superhuman ability to generate powerful seismic waves from his hands, creating highly destructive effects. The waves can cause an inorganic object to shatter or crumble into dust, and has in recent years been shown to affect organic matter as well.
When directed against large objects like buildings or upon the Earth itself, the seismic waves can produce effects similar to those of an earthquake or avalanche within limited areas. Avalanche doesn't need to touch an object to affect it. He can direct the waves against it from some distance away.
Avalanche himself is immune to the generation of his own vibratory waves. However, if the seismic waves were reflected back at him, he would be injured. Avalanche's power originally had little or no effect on organic tissue, with the reflected vibrations from organic matter, feedback, injuring him, as when he once tried to attack the Hulk, but lately this has appeared to no longer be the case.
As yet, there is no known limit to the amount of area that Avalanche can affect with his powers. There is no evidence yet that he could create an earthquake capable of destroying an entire city.
Avalanche is a fair hand-to-hand combatant, and received unarmed combat training while a member of Freedom Force. Avalanche wears an armored battle suit that gives him enhanced resistance to injury, up to and including protecting him from a landmine.
While a member of Freedom Force, he used a two-way radio device for communication with other Freedom Force members. The second unidentified Avalanche has the same abilities as Petrakis, except that he can also target organic tissue, which Petrakis was unable to do.
For unknown reasons, Avalanche's power has little or no effect on organic tissue. When he once used his power against the Hulk was uninjured, but the resulting feedback shattered the bones of Avalanche's arms, which have since healed.